From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for February 9th, 2018. I'm Lauren Harkson.
And I'm Anna Kate Patterson. Thank you for joining us this evening. University Student Government Association spent this week exploring ways to educate the campus about diversity and inclusion through events that culminated with a panel discussion last night. Lydia Williams shows us some of the topics discussed.
Troy University's Student Government Association held a student panel discussion on Thursday night about the experiences from several minority groups, including the LGBTQ, international, and African American students on campus.
Well, this was our first year actually doing the Diversity and Inclusion Week, so hopefully this could become an annual event that we do every year so that we can just make it grow.
The discussion panel was a way for students to come together to discuss the problems that they face within the university and in the community.
I got to see a lot of what the international students go through about how they want to connect with other students here on campus and how they don't feel welcome or don't know how to go about making friends here on campus. So I got to see how some of our international students came to, get interactive here on campus.
And some students had a few ideas of how we can come together and break the stereotypes, isolations, and the social injustices on campus.
And that could even start with something tangible like going to a kind of a group meeting, maybe an organization on campus, maybe sitting by someone different in class that you're not used to sitting with and just asking them their name simply, seeing the kind of vibe you get and seeing if you want to start a conversation. It may not be where you have to walk up into a large group of people and just assert yourself, but maybe there's a small group of people and you just ask and see if you can sit with them for lunch.
With this being the first diversity and inclusion panel, SGA hopes to make this an annual event. Lydia Williams, Troy TrojanVision News.
For anyone interested in exploring new groups or organizations like what was mentioned in the story, you can visit the Student Involvement Office in Trojan Center, room 215.
Someone suffering from arthritis in their hands might find it difficult to hold a pencil or a pen. However, some Troy University students were using those writing instruments to help raise awareness of the disease. On Thursday, while some students were writing notes in class, others were writing out arthritis. Troy's newest sorority, Alpha Omicron Pi, had their first philanthropy week, and its main on-campus event helps to raise awareness about arthritis.
Part of our philanthropy week is write out arthritis, and on a sheet of paper for $1, you get to write someone that you know or like a family member or even yourself if you're affected by arthritis, and you put it in our O of Omicron, and it's a way for us to get it out there, to get awareness out.
One supporter of AOPI's Philanthropy Week expresses his passion for events that raise awareness and funds to help others.
It's good to just help out with people in the community, help out people who are suffering through everything, especially with the arthritis. In general, it's a really good idea to have philanthropy events to raise money to either find a cure or just help somebody out that's in need.
The AOPI sisters say that getting the word out about arthritis is important because it doesn't only affect one age group, and to many people's surprise, it's not uncommon for young people to be affected.
I think it's interesting to be able to see all the people that are affected here at Troy, and there's even people within our sorority, within the Panhellenic community, let alone everybody else that is affected by it.
Actually, last year my grandmother found out that she had arthritis really, really bad in her spine, and that she was going to have surgery or she wouldn't be able to walk. And so after that, it was just heavy on my heart, and that I really wanted to do something to help spread that awareness because she didn't even know about it. She didn't know much about it until it happened to her.
To show support of arthritis awareness, the sisters also gave out blue ribbons, the color of the disease, to get people talking. AOPI is holding spring recruitment. If you're interested in getting involved with the newest sorority, visit their Instagram at AOII Troy. Laissez le bon temps rouler is a French phrase often associated with Mardi Gras, translated as let the good times roll.
And the bon temps were rolling international style last night as ISCO decided to bring some Mardi Gras themed fun to campus. Paige Weeks has the story.
Mardi Gras might not be here just yet, but Troy University's International Student Cultural Organization got the party started a little early. ISCO decided to shake things up a bit by learning about Mardi Gras and by participating in some of its popular activities.
Everyone can just understand, there might be some things that originate, as a holiday really, and it can turn into something that's just a good time to get together and become cultured about different things as well.
Although some American students may have an idea of what Mardi Gras is about, for some this event was their first ever Mardi Gras experience.
The origins of Mardi Gras are based off of kind of role reversal, the poor being the rich for the day, the rich being the poor for the day. So I think just kind of learning to break free of inhibition and have fun.
One student in particular enjoyed ISCO's Mardi Gras celebration even more than one he had been to in New Orleans.
I came here tonight, so I know what kind of Mardi Gras is. It's kind of like a carnival for to celebrate the religious things. So I learned a lot.
Mardi Gras won't be the only event that ISCO will be celebrating this semester. Just next week there will be the Chinese New Year celebration, the Vietnamese New Year celebration, as well as Brazil Night. Students were able to decorate king cakes, a popular Mardi Gras dessert, dress up for pictures, as well as play some Mardi Gras inspired games. Paige Weeks, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Next week, ISCO will celebrate a different culture's New Year celebrations.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to your TrojanVision Sports. I'm Sarah Drake. Starting things off with a thrilling finish to an Arkansas State doubleheader in Trojan Arena last night. It was too much action to fill one whole game, so the Trojans took it into overtime.
Everybody in the arena probably thought the game was over, but they never gave up and found a way to come back and really steal one right there.
Those were the words head coach Bill Cunningham used to describe his team after the Trojans found a way to steal an 89-83 overtime victory over Arkansas State Thursday night. After being down 6 with 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the clock, senior Wesley Person did what he does best as he hit 2 3-pointers to add 5 more minutes to the clock to help the Trojans knock off the Red Wolves. After the game, Person said he was ready for that moment.
Her coach called to play for me, and I figured he'd put the ball in my hands, senior leader, and I was ready for the moment, and I, really wanted to help the team win. So when he called the play, and kind of broke down a little bit, and I got a good look at it, pump faked the guy, hit the shot, and just felt good at that moment, tie the game up.
Coach Cunningham also talked about how Wes was able to make that shot that sent the game into overtime.
That was amazing what he did down the stretch. He had some great looks throughout the entire game, and that last one he hit. He just everybody in the gym knew he was going to shoot it, and he just rose up and made it somehow. But he has the ability to do that, and he's done it for 4 years.
All the momentum the Trojans gained from the final minute carried through to overtime, where Jordan Varnado scored 5 points in the first 3 minutes, leading the Trojans to a 9-0 run. And Cunningham said he had an overall good game Thursday.
I told him it's the most toughness you've shown since you've been here. He was doing a little bit of everything and made some good plays. He hit that first shot in overtime, but defensively, he was guarding a guard most of the night. He was good in all areas, defensively, offensively, rebounding, assists. He had an overall game tonight.
But the game would not have headed to overtime if it had not been for freshman Jamin Johnson's block shot on the other end of the court, and he explained what happened on that play.
Coach had told us in the timeout that on the hip side, we gotta rotate over. So I just rotated over, and I had to do my job and just block the shot.
Up next, the Trojans face Arkansas Little Rock Saturday afternoon in Trojan Arena, and tip-off is scheduled for 4:15 p.m. The finish was not nearly as nail-biting in the earlier game of the Red Wolf doubleheader, as the Trojan women dominated Arkansas State to get things started in Trojan Arena last night. Joshua Thomas has all the action.
The Troy women's basketball team took on their Sun Belt rival, the Arkansas State Red Wolves, on Thursday night in a game where they seemed to have control the entire time. The Trojans took off with an early lead and stuck with it. With just a few minutes left in the first quarter, with a score of 19-4, the Trojans would keep the momentum for the rest of the game, never allowing the Red Wolves to gain the lead. Trojan guard Jasmine Robinson says the team was able to get off to such a great start because of their learning from losses.
We were taught things in the past, about how we lose games, and one of them were the start of the game, and we just realized that we had to come out and start a good game to win the game, so we did.
While the Trojans played great offensively and defensively, there was one common problem: turnovers.
But we did show our youth whenever we would turn the ball over. We had 20 turnovers at half. We came in at halftime and stressed that more than anything else, and we only had 4 in the second half, so it shows we can take care of the ball.
The Trojans would continue to show their offensive presence throughout the third and fourth quarter, and the score showed that hard work, with it being 86-64 at one point and ending with a 17-point victory as the Trojans walked away with the win 95-78. This makes the 5th win in a row for the Trojans, and head coach Chandler Wrigley says that it's due to the Trojans' defense.
Yes, the main thing I'm proud of is just the pressure defense. This week, we just started stressing more pressure on the ball and people up in the passing lane, and we really just dialed the right number tonight because this is a very good team we beat, but they couldn't get going because of our pressure.
Joshua Thomas, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
Up next, the women take on Little Rock tomorrow in Trojan Arena. The other Trojans are currently undefeated in Sunbelt play. Tip is set for 2 p.m. And on the diamond, the Trojan softball team started their season this afternoon in the Troy Classic against Tennessee State. And due to heavy rain in the forecast for Saturday, the team will cap opening night play at the Troy softball complex with a 7 p.m. meeting against state foe Alabama State.